Greetings from the land of OP. I am Rob the OPGamer, and I am bringing you another build spotlight. Today, we are going to be doing a build in which, of course, as always, I show you all the ins and outs and surrounding the automation, how I like to show things off, because most builds require a little bit of automation, and I like to show off my favorite ways of doing things. Today, I'm going to bring you another mining platform, just like this one, as you may have seen last episode, where we have an automated platform going that will just swing through and mine stuff super fast. And today I'm going to do an unpowered version. I'm not quite sure how I want to build this one yet, but we're going to see it as we go. And of course, don't forget to check out all of my channels at Twitch and YouTube, Rob the OPGamer for both of those. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, also /Rob the OPGamer. Let's get started. Today the platform is going to be unpowered. I'm not sure if anybody's interested in having an unpowered version of this guy, but that's going to be what we're going to do today. And I haven't fully figured out how I want to go about it yet, but let's see what we can do. Let's hit F7 first off. Nope, wait, F9? Yep, there we go. That's chunk boundary. Let's see, let's find a nice chunk. Let's go with, let's right over here. This would be fine. Right on top of this hilltop here, we'll build this chunk out right about here. So let's first off get rid of these trees here. Now, this mining platform I built last episode over here, last build spotlight, he is really fast and he chews up the ground really quick. And it's just like a super fast, super awesome way of mining. This platform, since it's going to be unpowered, is not going to be as awesome, but it's not going to require power. And I know a lot of people, they're like, hey, what can I do that's going to not take power? Let me get that rain turned off right there. We don't need that going on. Well, there's a few different things you can do with unpowered. What we're going to do is we're going to primarily focus on stuff with redstone in motion, which adds the frames to that platform, and we are going to use a terrain smasher, which is this guy right here. So the frame carriage itself is what's going to move the blocks, and I went over this a little bit last episode, but just as a brief recap, this is from Redstone in Motion mod, and it replaces the frames from the old Red Power mod where you get frames to move other blocks. And you make 8 of these guys by taking an orange die and 8 of these carriage framework. One carriage framework is made out of 6 carriage panels. One carriage panel is made out of 8 sticks surrounding a carriage crosspiece, and the crosspiece is an X of sticks. So that's how you're going to get one of those guys. And you have to manipulate it with a screwdriver, which is a cobblestone, 2 leather, and 2 iron ingots. That's going to get you one of those guys. So that's really all you're going to need is a bunch of sticks. So the terrain smasher is what we're going to use to actually chew up the ground. This is thermal expansion. Thermal expansion terrain smasher is going to be 1 iron bar pickaxe, 2 tin ingots, a piston, and a pneumatic servo. The pneumatic servo is 2 iron ingots, 1 redstone in the center, and 2 of any kind of glass on either side. Any piece of glass will work. And then the piston, of course, is going to be your standard affair of having an iron ingot in the center, 2 cobblestone on either side, and 3 oak logs across the top. So that's how that's going to work. Or any kind of wood log across the top. So we're going to use terrain smashers, and of course you need your crescent hammer in order to manipulate the terrain smasher. The crescent hammer is going to be 3 iron ingots and 1 tin ingot in the center. So this is all pretty low-tech stuff. Not that big a deal. The iron bar pickaxe might give you a little bit of trouble because you have to smelt an iron bar blend to get it, which is made out of 2 iron dust and 1 ferrous dust. You blend those together to get you 3 of them, and you smelt those up. So one of these blends will get you your pickaxe, basically. It's a standard pickaxe recipe. Ferrous ore is found. It's a world generation added by It's a world generation ore added by thermal expansion. You'll find it when you're digging and mining. Or if you pulverize iron to get the iron dust in the thermal expansion machine, the pulverizer, you'll have a 10% chance of getting this here. So let's just show that off really quick. There you go. Pulverizer, iron ore, gets you 2 iron. Sometimes 10% chance gets you pulverized ferrous as well. So that's how that's going to work out. And what we're going to do here is we're going to set these guys on the ground. Let's find the edge of our chunk. Let's go with this edge. This is fine right here. Drop him right here, and he's going to automatically start breaking things. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to right-click this guy. We're going to tell him, well, operate always is fine. We'll leave him on operate always. And as soon as we right-click him so that he's facing the ground, do I have to hit the top of it there? Maybe it's a shift right-click on the top. No? Maybe if I point downwards, there we go. No? I know that these can point downwards. At least I'm fairly certain they can. Come to think of it, I haven't tested this yet. Let's place them upwards against something here. Like that. No? I guess these can only point downwards. Wow, that's disappointing. Hang on 1 second, guys. Alright, guys, so apparently the terrain smasher doesn't ever point down. As we saw a few minutes ago, we can rotate it forever and a day, and it will just go side to side. It doesn't go down, it doesn't go up. So, nuts to that. Forget all that in the beginning. I found 2 other blocks from 2 other mods that will do it, though. We've got the block breaker from OpenBlocks, and the block breaker from Mine Factory Reloaded. I did a quick block breaker search in my little search items here in NEI cheat, and I found both of those. So the thing is, though, is that this guy needs power. So I put a block in front of him, you can see nothing happens. I've set this guy to need a high signal for the cell, energy cell, but you can see that as soon as I do that, he gets power, and he'll turn on. And he'll stay on for a while. But he broke the block. So he does break blocks. I don't know if he turns up and down, though. Let's see. Can we... Nope, he goes side to side also, so nuts to that. Never mind that. Forget that. However, this guy does. I will put a block here, and I will flip the lever, and bow, he breaks the block. It's fantastic. And he will. Now, I don't know... Let's see if I can get OpenBlocks going on here. OpenBlocks? Do they have a screwdriver? I don't know if they have a screwdriver. Screwdriver! Sketching pencil. Beam? Jesus. What the fuck does that beam do? Pointer. I don't know if they have a screwdriver. They might have a screwdriver and I'm just not seeing it off the top of my head. But, if we take these guys... I'm going to just do this. If we take these guys and we place them upwards, then they will, in fact, point downwards. Actually, I think they place the opposite direction you're facing. There we go. See, he's placing downwards. You can see the head there is facing down. So if I click this, we get a dirt block. And you can see there's a hole in the ground. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to use these guys from OpenBlocks. Let's see how to make these guys really quick. 1 diamond pick, 2 iron ingots, a redstone in the center, and 5 cobblestone. Not expensive at all, except the diamond pick needs like 3 diamonds, of course, and 2 sticks. So that can get a tiny bit expensive, but hey, it can break any block, most any block. So I think that kind of works for our purposes. So let's go ahead and get our find our chunk boundaries. That looks good right there. I think if we place this guy down, can we place him against his friend here? Let's see. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and make a line of these guys. Where is the other? There it is. We're going to go 16 back. So let's go. Whoops. We don't want that to happen. Oh, man. Fail. So let's place these against each other like this. And we'll go all the way to the chunk boundary like so. So we can see the chunk boundary starts here with the red line coming down. And we go all the way to the other end, and there's another one. So what we're going to do is we have to do this a very, very specific way. He will eject upwards. So we're going to put ender chests on top of each single one. Ender. There we go. Ender chest, of course, is going to be your 4 blaze rods, your 2 obsidian, your wool, and your ender pearl around a chest, which is 8 of any kind of wood plank. And I'm going to place these guys just right on top. Just like that. That's going to work just fine. Just like so. Bow. Now, these ender chests are all color-coded. Good God, that's loud. They're all color-coded to come down here. And when I did my mining platform last episode that you can't see through the clouds, I set the white ender chest up here to always automatically eject into these trash cans. Because for our mining purposes, we don't need the actual loot. If you're building this in your actual play world, because of course I'm cheating, because that's how this works out, I'm just showing you a build, you would be piping these back through your ender chest back into your base, into your loot system, because you're going to be wanting your loots. But this is a cheated build spotlight world. I'm just showing you how to make this, so we are not going to be doing that, because I don't need the loots. So I'm going to just place these frames against the side here, and we're going to do this, because each frame has to be touching what you're moving. So in order to touch each one of these guys, you can do that. There is a frame that moves every block touching its block, but that won't work for a mining platform because you're mining. And of course, as soon as you mine something, of course, you're going to be touching something else. So that's not, well, no, it's not going to work for this platform. Because well, actually, let's do a quick test, guys. That might be a kind of cool thing to do. Oh, that might work out nicely. Well, but how are we going to get the redstone to it? This could present a problem. Alright, hang on, guys. I got to do a test really. Let me do a test. Hang on, guys. Alright, guys. I have been going over this and over this and over this and over this, and I am just stumped as fuck. So I've figured out, though, that there's two ways that we're going to go about doing this. The different carriages have different ways they work for the redstone in motion. And it is going to be the orange one that removes only things directly touching it. There's going to be the blue one that removes an entire body of blocks it's connected to. There's going to be the structure carriage, which we're not going to use, carries a cuboid of a world. There's going to be the platform carriage, which carries only things in a straight line. We're not concerned with that one either. And there's going to be the template carriage, which carries only certain templates. Now, the blue carriage isn't going to work. I thought maybe if I made like a funny little like shape with it in some fashion, and then only carried things attached to it, like we could put like the chest right there, and then after the chest, the block breaker touching it, so it would move the block breaker even though it wasn't directly touching the frame. That's not going to work because as the block breaker goes down into the earth, it digs down. When you make a hole, all of the blocks surrounding it, all 4 blocks directly adjacent to where the block breaker ends up, which would be right there, would be touching the block breaker, which would then be touching the rest of the world. So there's really no way to get around doing that, and the frame would try to move the entire world from that, and that's not going to really work for us. I tried different ways of doing that, and it's just not going to happen. So I have now found a new way of doing things. There's going to be 2 ways of doing things. And I'm going to show both of them really quick here. Number one is this, what I was starting to do. We can put a line of chests and breakers to the side here, like so. And then we can put another line. If I grab my block breakers here, we can put another line like this. Right? And then chests all touching those as well. And then we could move the whole thing like an arm, like side to side. And that would be kind of cool. But it wouldn't be that... I mean, it'd be kind of quick, but it wouldn't be that fantastic. Because then we could just take the... we could take the whole frame up like this and connect it to the engine up top, like up there somewhere, and then move the whole thing back and forth. And that's going to be kind of cool for us, but I really want to make a piston head because it's just not quick enough for me. So I have found another way, but it's a little bit outside my experience, so I'm going to just show this really quick. If we take the purple ones, which are the template carriages, they are only going to move what you specify, and the way you're specifying them is by placing a frame. If you place a frame down, right now it's going to move everything in this 3x4x1 pattern. Right here it's going to be 3x4 plus this one pattern. So if you make a pattern here, now it's a 4x4, it's going to move everything in that 4x4. And if we do like 2 up like this, it's going to move everything in this 4x4x2 high. So everything is going to be moved in here. And what you end up doing to specify this is you say, okay, I want to move everything in this huge pattern like this. And you tell it, okay, I want to move all the things all at once inside here. And when you're done making your thing, like right now we've made a 4x4x3 tall, you right-click the frame that you want to be controlled by the engine. So I'm gonna, like if you say, let's for example this corner one here, bam, you've right-clicked it with your screwdriver, everything's hidden. If you right-click it again, it will show where the frames were as a ghost frame. You can walk through these, you can't interact with these, I can punch it in creative mode here and nothing's gonna break. These are simply saying, okay, this ghost frame here is simply saying, okay, this is where you specified that you wanted me to move. I'll move everything inside here. And so if you place something down, like I'll place down like this, like just some bricks here really quick, even though it's not touching anything, it will move those. So you can connect the engine to that one that you initially right-clicked, and I'll just redstone signal like that, and you see how it moved everything over. And you can even right-click this with the screwdriver to just not look at it anymore if it's ugly, and you can put another signal and look, bam, it's going to move those. And even if you attach more things to this, it's still only going to move its initial... See that? It's still only going to move its initial setup there. So the thing is that there's 2 things about this. Number one is that this motor can only move the one carriage. I tried a variant here where I had like this attached to it, and then the motor attached to that, and it will move that, and it will move the template, but it won't move the things the template's connected to. So you cannot move a frame. You can move a frame connected to another frame. So like we moved the purple one with the orange one. See that? I'll even actually put the template on so you can actually see it even a little better. See, but it's not grabbing the bricks now anymore. And so you can move this frame by moving this frame, but you can't move everything this frame is moving with this other frame. This frame talks to this only. It's not going to go in a chain. You can't chain frame types together. I tried that too, and that just doesn't work. So that's not going to help us, and that's not going to help us. But if I put this back on here, and I scoot that in there, now it's attached, and now it's going to move with the whole thing. So we can pick things back up with this as well, which is also kind of nifty. As a matter of fact, if I took this down one, I could move the whole thing down into the ground and then pull up a hunk of earth, which would be kind of funny. But I'm not going to do that. So also, if you place things down with this right-clicked in the area, even if you don't have the ghost frames active, it will still pick those up. See that? In fact, it picked up all these grass. Did you see all this grass moving? Let me do it again. Watch these little plants. These shrubs from Biomes of Plenty. Watch them, watch them, watch them. Because it's in that template. So basically what we're at here is I want to use this because we can use, it'll only move what's in the template. So we're going to make a giant platform template that's going to involve, I'm going to get rid of all this. I'm not going to do this one because I want to do the giant awesome one. It's already going to be kind of manual because I'm terrible with computer craft, but that's basically what's going to happen is I can't code worth a goddamn. My friend and server admin Xavier McMage can code, and he could probably come up with a really, really awesome way to do this. In fact, I might make him do it if I actually ever do this in a server play series, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do basic coding to show you how to operate the thing because I'm terrible at coding. Also, just as a word of warning, if you build up this thing and then you break this, like I'm going to break this engine right here, this is your template block. This block stores all the data for all these frames. And if you put something in there, it's going to store that data in this block as well. So if I put this brick in here, you can now see, hey, this brick is part of the data for this frame. This frame says, okay, there's a brick here that needs to be moved. And that's stored in this block. If you remove it, it takes it out of the data. But see, the thing about this is that if you break this block, you've lost all your data. It's all gone. You won't lose the blocks that are attached to it. Like, let me just show that really quick, just in case anybody's really worried about it. If I have this frame here and I put this brick down over here, and then we, you know, there or not, and then you break this block, you're not going to lose your brick. You're not going to lose any of the attached stuff, but you're going to lose all the data for those ghost frames. So it's all going to go away. You're going to have to take everything apart and rebuild your whole platform and start completely the fuck over. Now, I'm not sure in creative mode. Actually, let's try it in creative mode. Let's see if we get our blocks back or not. Let me grab carriages here. I'm just going to grab a stack of them really quick, and I'm actually going to exit creative mode. So I'm now in survival mode. Actually, I'm in adventure mode, sorry. Now I'm in survival mode, which is what you normally play in. And let's do this. Let's break this, and let's put a 4x4 here, and I'm going to wrench this guy, or screwdriver this guy, excuse me. And I don't have a pick on me, do I? Of course I don't have a pick on me. That's going to suck ass. Let me grab a pick really quick here. Can I just... yes? Okay, cool. So I grabbed myself a pick. Let's pick this up and see if we get all of the frames back or not. I'm going to stand back a little bit. Yeah, we do. Okay, so it gave us back our data frame, and it gave us back, see, I've got 56 because I placed 8. It gave us, see this hunk, there's multiple here, so if I grab that one back, there's 57. If I grab those back, there's 7 total. I don't know why they're not stacking anymore, but that would equal out to 64. So at least you know that you get your frames back. If you end up doing something weird and you break that frame block, at least you get all the frames themselves back. So you don't have to worry about losing anything you've built, but keep in mind that you will lose all that data from the stuff that it was supposed to be carrying, and at that point you will then also have to remake the platform. So this is going to involve some carriaging here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my F9 again really quick so I can find my boundaries, and I'm going to start building this, and we're going to go like this, and I'm going to go all the way over here. There we go. One more. And we're going to go, let's grab my builder's wand because that's kind of cool. We can do that. I found out last episode that this works. We can, what am I doing? Jesus. So we're going to builder wand this. Oh, shit. Damn, that doesn't work out. So we're going to have to place all those by hand. That kind of sucks. I found out with this platform when I built the mining platform up there last episode that the builder's wand will work. Obviously, you'd be using a non-creative version, so you'd have to have the items in your inventory. But apparently, it doesn't distinguish because these are metadata. This is 1325:4. So if we go carriage here, we can see that this is :4, 1325 base, 13251, 13252. So it's going to take the 1235 and ignore the data. So we can't do this with the builder one. We're going to have to do this by hand, which is going to suck all the ass forever and ever. So I'm going to go build this really quick here, and I'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so what I've got here is a full chunk wide 16 by 16 cuboid that's 7 tall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be our mining platform area. Now we're probably not going to take up all this space inside. At least I hope we aren't going to. But we definitely want to have we want the full width of 16 by 16 for the chunk. So the piston head level is going to be, this is the piston head level. And then right here is going to be the redstone signal level, because they have to have a redstone signal to operate, as we saw before with the block breaker. So the block breaker has to receive a signal in order to go, right? Right. So that's going to be the redstone signal level to make them go. Now up one level is going to be the hopper level. What I've got going here, also from OpenBlocks, just like the block breakers from OpenBlocks, is a vacuum hopper. And this guy's going to use a hopper, which is just, 5 ingots in a chest, gets you a hopper. And then a piece of obsidian and an ender pearl gets you a vacuum hopper. And we're not going to use 16 by 16 hoppers, but we're going to use probably one. These guys pick up within like a 4x4 area, so we could go like 1, 2, 3, 4. We could probably set one right there. 1, 2, 3, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be 7. So we could set one maybe every third. I would put one here, and then I would go 1, 2. So let's see, one from the corner, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then go over 1, 1, 2, 3. Put another one here, 1, 2, 3, and then go over 1, 1, 2, 3. So I don't know. We'll space it out. We'll find a nice even way to space it out. So it's not going to be every single one, but the third level is going to be the hopper and chest level. So we're going to put like hoppers, vacuum hoppers connected to ender chests. So what'll happen is the block breaker will pulse. Let me just demonstrate this really quick here. We'll put a block breaker right there, right? And then I'll put the redstone signal. We're going to use red alloy wire, which is 3 alloy ingots. I'm going to get you 12 of them. This is from Project Red. This is a really common red wire replacer mod. And you smelt a red iron compound to get one of those, which is just an iron ingot surrounded by redstone. Okay? And then we're going to use the frames. This guy stands up. And you just take wooden strips, oak wooden strips around an alloy, gets you one of those. Wooden strips, you got to make a saw. So we got to make a saw here. So this saw is 3 stone tool rods, 2 sticks, and a diamond get you a saw. And then you can use Tinker's Construct tool rods or Forge Microblock stone rod, which is going to be either 2 stones, get you 4 of them, or 2 cobblestones, get you 2 of them. Just kind of in a stick fashion, right? So you take your saw, and then let me grab a crafting table really quick. I'll just demonstrate this. So we'll go crafting table like so, and then I'm going to take an oak plank, and then what you do is you take your saw and you're going to cut this into strips, and then cut that into slabs, and then cut those into panels, right? And then you take your panels and cut those into strips, and then what you do with those is you take your wire and you surround that like so, and that's going to get you one of your frame alloy wires, just like that. So obviously I don't need all those because I'm in cheat mode. So I'm just going to go grab another wire. Where's my wire? There's my wire. Okay, so that's the name. Anyway, so we'll put a wire down on top of the guy, and then that guy's standing still. So you can see that inside, let me just break that. What he places directly on there is a micro part. When I place that down, that comes down and connects to it. If that wire wasn't there and I just place that, look, it doesn't connect to anything because it's just sitting by itself. It has to actually have both in order to connect to transmit the signal through to the block. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this hopper on top, and then we're going to put our chest on top of that. Or actually, no, the chest level, the third level is the hopper and chest level, so he'll be to the side. So let me just shift-click that on there. And then the way that you're going to do this is you're going to right-click the hopper, and you're going to come in here to this item output face. This is the interactable side of this thing. So it's going to face whichever way you're facing. So I'm looking at this almost dead on because I'm flying next to it. So this front face that I'm looking at when I open this is going to be right here. This is the front face. You hold right click to move this guy around. So this is the left side that I wasn't looking at, so that's right there now. But if I come over here and I right click, now this isn't the left side anymore, I'm now looking at this face. And you can tell what you're doing because if you right click this guy, it kind of orients to you. So if I come up to the top like this and I right click it, now this guy right here, this is the top I'm looking down at. You can see that it changes as you're looking at it. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the face that's the face that you're pointing at and just left click once. That's going to make a little output little symbol. So anything he catches is going to go in this chest. Let me put a regular chest on here just so I can show you guys really quick how this works and set this to daytime. And then if I shift click this onto the hopper now, you can see that anytime he catches something, it's going to go right in the chest. See that? Let me toss the piston. There it is right there, or the block breaker rather. And he's got about a 4x4 range. So what we'll do is we'll have our chests and our ender chests for our sorting system, all in the guys like that, and we're going to have hoppers spaced periodically so it can catch and put into the chests. Okay? So what this means is since this is going to be the way through, we're probably going to have a chest here, and then we're going to have like another hopper on that third level, right here along the third level. We're probably going to have one chest will probably be connected to multiple hoppers, like this. It's kind of what I'm thinking, right? And then what will happen is that means that this freestanding wire can come up from above, like let's go like up here or something. So you can see they'll connect to each other just fine without any more need of regular wires. So this will come up like that, and that's how we're going to connect the wire up and above, because up here is going to be where we have the controller set up. So we're going to get that going on, and that's how that's going to look. But as you can see what happens here, I'm going to break these, and you'll see me build them because I'll show you guys. But basically that's how the control is going to work, and I'm going to put another, I'm going to get rid of the, whoop, oh shit, I didn't want to get rid of that hopper. Let me put that hopper back really quick. There we go. And we're looking up at him, so we want this side, I believe. Yeah, there we go. So the hopper's going to catch everything, and you'll see he'll catch this grass block in a second as soon as I trigger this. So let's grab a button. And this is how the whole thing's going to work, is when he receives his redstone signal, he's going to break the block, and you see the hopper caught the thing? That was kind of quick. Let me get another chest really quick here. I'm going to, instead of doing this, which sorts everything into our trash cans over there, I'm going to put another chest here. And I'm going to put this grass block back. Okay? And now I'll activate this so you can see that the chest is empty. We're going to click this. There we go. So very briefly, ignore the wire blinking because that wasn't really important. He caught the grass block and immediately put it in the chest. So that's how that's going to work out. That's the basis of how I'm going to work this platform, okay? There's still a couple details I need to work out, one of which is moving the damn thing. So I'm going to come up here. I don't think it really matters too much exactly where it's at, but let me space this out really quick here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to go with that one. Bam! So the whole thing's gone now, but it's not actually gone. As you'll probably remember, the whole thing is still there. It's just that it's ghost blocks now. So now we can get in here and we can build the actual frame. The hell was that? That was a loud fucking boom. Hope nothing broke. Anyway, so that's going to be the guy that moves the whole frame. Our carriage motor is going to go on him, okay? But we don't need this here to build. So obviously, because it's going to be kind of hard to see through here to place like your block breakers and shit down. You're like, oh, where did I put it? It's in there somewhere. You can see it kind of. But we don't need that there to actually build the platform. So we're just going to right-click that guy, and we can just place these now however we want to place these. So we're going to go with our floor here of block breakers. And you can just keep in mind that you can go no higher than this block, and you can go no further out than pressing F9 to see your little red lines here. Or press F9 again, and you'll be able to see the walls now. So no further than the walls, and no higher than that block. And that's how we're going to build this frame. So let me lay this out really quick. I'll be back one more time, guys. Oh, so apparently this works with the builder's wand as well. Ha! Win. Alright, so we got our 16 by 16 floor of those guys. And let me see if this actually... I don't need that right now. Let's see if we can do the same thing with the wire here. Because we got to put wire along every single one of these. I don't know if this will work with micro parts or not, but let's see. Because I know wire counts as micro parts. Let me see if I can... No. Sour. I wonder if it'll work with the freestanding guy. Nope. So these do have to be placed manually. So basically what we're going to do next is we are going to take our cabling and we're going to put wire along every one of these. And then we're going to come along behind and put the freestanding guys like this. Cool? Not like that, like that. And you can see, of course, that if I come up here and I'll right-click this guy, we can see that our ghost frames come up. But you can see that this guy is inside the ghost frame there. We actually don't need F9 anymore because we've got our boundaries. And you can see that these guys are inside the ghost frame. So if we move this whole thing right now, the whole thing would move as a piston head style. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, so let me place these down. We have to go along the entire piston head. I'm going to keep calling this is the piston platform, but it's an automated mining platform still. So let me place all these down, so give me another few minutes. Alright guys, so I've gotten everything set up here pretty much the way that I want it. I don't like this exactly because it's not an odd numbered. I want to do an entire chunk at a time. So this is a 16 by 16. So this is set up not at odd angles. I like to do odd numbers usually because I like to space things exactly right because I'm insane and neurotic. But this will work for now. Got these hoppers all pointing at their chests. If you've got more blaze rods laying around than hoppers, you might do an extra chest instead, do a 1-to-1. But I just wanted to put hoppers because this will cover the most surface area, I think. There's no point in this where a loot might be mined to pop up and not get caught. Because things are going to be, as this goes down, things are going to be bouncing off the walls and coming back. And there's really nowhere on this that the hopper isn't going to catch something that's being thrown around. So this is the way that we're going to do it, because this is basically going to piston head this straight down the earth. So right here it's going to go bam and then come back up. The other way to do it that I was going to show in the beginning of the episode is you make a line of your block breakers like this, and then you make a line of your block breakers like this, and then you're going to do this, and you're going to make like a swinging arm kind of thing. So this is going to go side to side because this block breaker line will mine this line right here, and this block breaker line will mine this line right here, and then you have to move this whole arm over one. So then this block breaker will now be on this line, and this block breaker will now be on this line to get the next open space and the space covered by the frame. So you have to go mine, over, mine, and then go down and do it again. So you have to go down, over, down, over, down, over in like a zigzag fashion. And while you can do that and it works, it's not quite fast enough for me. Even if you make a gigantic arm that's like fucking massive and you just like mine whole lines of earth out at a time, that's fantastic and all, but nothing beats the piston head that just goes boom. Well, the only thing that beats the piston head is the you know, the platform I built that needs power. But hey, this is going to be the next best thing. So I am not having a good time getting a hold of Xavier. I wanted him to get in here and do the computer craft bit for me because I can't code worth a goddamn. But for those of you who can't code worth a goddamn like me, I'm going to show you how I figured out how to do this. This isn't going to work for us because, as you can see up here, this is the top piece right here. If I show the ghost frames here of our machine so far, this isn't going to work for us. I'm going to have to rebuild this in a second, but I'll do that off camera. But the reason why is this has to be down one in the ghost frames. And I'll show you what I mean really quick is if I build a quick little 3x3, the reason it's not going to work is because that frame, one side has to be touching the engine at all times. But in order to have full, you know, up, down, left, right, side to side, oh, excuse me. In order to have full up, down, left, right, fucking A, sorry. In order to have full up, down, side to side, back and forward motion, you have to have all sides of the engine have a redstone signal to it, but one side of the engine always has to be touching the frame to move it. So you're going to need at least two engines. But that doesn't work right here because if you have this over here and you get your engine, you have to set it there, or right there, or right there, and you're not going to move your buttons or your signal along with it. Everything that needs to be moved has to be inside those ghost frames. So what you do is you punch downwards, or well, leave a hole right here, and you click this guy inside. Doink. So the ghost frames are kind of up a little bit so you have a place to put your button. Actually, let me make a little mock-up really quick and I'll show you guys what I mean. Alright, here's a nice 5x5x5 mock-up. We got a little cube going on here. And this is how you're going to want to do this. Let's say that you don't want to do computer control. I'm going to do computer control for the sake of the video because I want this to go down on its own and then come back up. And you can do that with computer programming. I'm just not quite sure how to do it. I'm going to have to get Xavier in here to show me how to do it. But basically what's going to happen is if you wanted to not computer control this, because you're like me and you hate computer control, you're going to have to pop one down and then right-click the center guy. So you get your ghosts there, right? And then what you're going to have to do with this is you're going to need to put your engines in this kind of fashion. You take your carriage engine, which, by the way, is a regular motor surrounded by redstone torches, which is your stick and your redstone. And this guy is 1 iron block in the center, which is 9 iron, and gets 4 blocks of redstone, which of course is 9 redstone apiece, and then 4 furnaces, which is a circle of cobblestone. So you're going to have to get 2 of these guys, and you're going to go 1 there, and you're going to go 1 probably there. That's probably no. That's not even going to work out either, I don't think. Probably there. That's going to be the best you're going to get. And then you're going to have to take your buttons, and you're going to want to go a button there, and a button there, and then a button there, and then a button there, and then a button there. And then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take a brick of some kind to put it there, and get a button there so you can move them up. And then you're going to have to get a way to make the button down. So you're going to have to put a brick, brick like that, and a button there. Because the thing moves in the opposite direction from where it gets a signal from. So if you put the button on the north face, you click the north button, it's going to move to the south. So east button points it to the west, west button points it to the east, the button underneath moves it up. See that? Because it goes the opposite direction from where it gets the signal. The button above makes the thing move down. And I'll actually screwdriver this really quick so you can see that's how this is going to work out. In this 5x5 mock-up, 5x5x5, you are now all the way to the edge on this upper edge where this brick is to hold that button. Because this button, this space here is occupied, this block, this ghost frame block right here, space, is occupied by this button. Okay? So basically everything is where it needs to be held by a frame. So you're all the way to the edge that way, and you're almost all the way to the edge this way. So you need, in order to make this control appropriate space, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because that button, and 7 because of that button. You need 7 block spaces. Oh, excuse me, 8 because of this button, 9 because of that button, 10 because of this button, 11, 12 because of those buttons, and 13 because of that button. You need a 13 block space to move this in all directions. And because it's controlled by buttons, you're going to have to be standing on this thing to mine the whole thing. So you're going to have to stand here and go, okay, I want to go down. So you go down. And you're going to have to rig this up in some fashion so that this button is going to trigger all of these piston heads at the same time, or so that you have some other point in order to do that. So you'd have to put wire here like this, and go like that, right? Oh, that's even part of that button right there, so that's even going to fuck you over. So you're going to have to take into account how you're going to want to set this up so that you can trigger those piston heads and move your platform around. So that is quite a huge pain in the ass in order to do this simple sort of task. Alright guys, I've got a little mock-up here set up on exactly how I'm going to make this whole fucking thing work. Xavier is basically MIA. I've been trying to get a hold of him for a good little while here, and he just is not answering me, which I guess is okay. I mean, it's not like I'm paying him to be at my beck and call yet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Xavier. So I went ahead and decided to fuck computer craft because I can't code worth a goddamn, as I've mentioned a few times now. So I went ahead and did this like the mock-up. I destroyed this whole platform and rebuilt it. See, I've got it down one now. It's recessed in here. And that's so that I can get the engines working properly in the whole thing. It's now 8 tall. If you look at this, see this? It's now 8 tall. And I went ahead and just used a filler to actually rebuild this. So it didn't take anywhere near as long, because I did it by hand the first time, and that was fail. But I've got everything placed back where it was now, but here's how I'm going to make the digging aspect work. It won't be quite the same. Obviously, I won't have 2 timers. I'm going to have a timer on every side. I've got this guy on the carriage engine set to 2 seconds, and I've got this guy on this timer set to 1 second. So he's going to be digging twice as fast as he's going, and the reason why is because we don't want him to try to move. Well, if he tries to move downwards, and can't move because the thing hasn't gone off, he'll just take an extra delay. But I figured we want to move a little bit slower than we're digging, just to make sure we keep up with the digging. Depending on your server tick rate, these times may vary. You may be able to put this down to like half a second and put this guy to 1 second. Or if you've got a lot of lag on your server, you've got a lot of latency, then you might have to set it to a little higher number, like maybe 2 seconds on the dig side and 3 seconds or 4 seconds on the move side. But basically what's going to happen is one signal will set off both these. This is a NOR gate, and the way that these are made, this is also from Red Logic, from all the wire I've been using. NOR gate is just Oh, that's the red logic. Excuse me. We're using Project Red. Hang on a second. Let me find our NOR gate from Project Red here. Yeah, I've been wanting to use Project Red the whole time. Doink. There we go. So, this guy is going to be made with 3 conductive plates, 1 anode and a cathode, and 4 of these circuit plates. The conductive plate is just a circuit plate and a redstone, and the anode is 4 redstone and 3 plates, get you 3 of those guys, and the cathode is just a redstone torch with the circuit plates. The circuit plate, you just cook stone to get 2 of them. That's it. They're pretty simple to do. The timer is also a very similar recipe. It's a cathode and a pointer, which is a stone with the redstone torch and circuit plate, and 2 circuit plates in the bottom, 3 of the conductive plates, and 2 of the anodes. Just like so. And that's how we're going to get signal to this guy. So this guy's going to go off every 2 seconds. He's going to go off every 1 second and dig. So this is just a mock-up to demonstrate this. The way it's going to work out here is I'm going to have a signal up on the top telling this guy to move down, and then I'm going to have a wire going down to the piston head, basically. And it's going to work the exact same way. So if I put a torch here, this is like as if the signal is if I activated the platform. So we do this. Mind, moved. Mind, moved. Mind, moved. So it's a pretty cool little system. I'll just let that go for... There we go. Boink. And then as soon as it loses this redstone signal, it turns off. The way that works is because the NOR gate, you see how it's got 3 inputs and 1 output side, and I've got the output facing the other way here. What it does is it always outputs a signal unless it receives one from any other face. So as soon as it gets a signal from this side, or this side, or this side, it turns off, which allows the timer to run. So that's the basics of how this thing's going to work. And I'm going to go ahead and destroy this little mock-up here because we don't need it anymore. I just put it here to show you guys how it's going to work. So that's how I'm going to make this thing dig, and I'm going to have a similar thing, timers to move the thing up and down. We're going to have to control this thing via some sort of ender system, kind of like I did in the last episode with this platform to turn the thing on with those ender chests down there to move it. I'm going to do the same sort of thing to control this guy. So let me go ahead and get this set up really quick. I think what I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to make this guy the down and up guy. So we'll do that, and I'm going to put a, we'll do 2 of these, I think, and we'll put a timer and a NOR gate there, and I'm going to turn on the dawn, and I think if we get a wire on top of this guy, that should work just fine, I believe. Hashtag believe. Okay, so that's going to work pretty much the same way down here. And I'm just going to make a weird little... This is going to look really fucking weird, guys. I'm going to warn you right now. Can you put things on the bottom? Yes, you... Oh, that is sweet. Oh, I love it. I love everything about it. So, let's get that out of there, and let's get this NOR gate like this. Oh, there we go. Cool. So now I'm going to put another thing here, and what I want to do is I'm going to put... Wow, that looks ridiculous. But it's okay. It doesn't. You can cover this all up too. You can make this look like an actual platform if you want to, because remember this whole frame system is moving everything inside here. So if you think this is ugly, you can cover this up with bricks and make a little wall along the outside edge like this. You can do like an outside wall kind of thing all the way around it, and make like a wall so you can't see inside and see all the shitty ass wiring, which I would probably do personally. I would cover everything up so it just looks like a giant, you know, cuboid. You can make it look like the Borg fucking cube if you want to, for all I give a fuck. But I'm not going to do that because I want everybody to see the wiring. Maybe I'll do it at the end off camera just to show you guys what it would look like. But anyway, I'm going to get another ender chest here, and I'm going to put one right here, and I'm going to put one right here. Okay? And the ender chests I need to color, so actually let me get rid of this guy for a second. And I'm going to go with... How did I do this guy? For the last episode, I did him in the middle. I'm going to do the exact same thing, black, red, green, blue. Except I'm going to do it on the far right side instead. So let's go with, let me get an ink sac right here. And we're going to go ink. Ink is down. And actually, let me go with, yeah, ink is down. And then let's go with rose red. That sounds good. Rose red will come up. That's a rooster spawner, not a rose red. And all the way on the right side, red is up. Okay? And we got a wire there, and we need to get a wire here, like that. So that'll take that, and then we're going to get a structure pipe, which I don't think I've covered this episode yet. Structure pipes are pretty simple. They're from Buildcraft. You're going to get a piece of gravel and a cobblestone transport pipe, which is made out of 2 cobblestone and a glass. Get you 8 of them. This is a Buildcraft edition. We're going to stick one there, and we're going to stick one there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to say autarchic gate. Yep, there we go. And I'm going to stick one there, and I'm going to stick one there. And what that's going to do for us is... Oh, my inventory is full as dick. Oh, we don't need the hoppers anymore. I'm going to tell this guy, if you have an item in your inventory, put out a redstone signal. I'm going to do the same thing over here, redstone signal. And I'm going to come over here. Let's go back to our control center. I don't want to put the control center too far away for this guy, so I'm going to just stick this down here for the moment. I'll get rid of this tree, at the very least. And I'm going to put an ender chest. Ah, this looks good. Ender chest, we're going to go 4 ender chests. We're going to need 6, actually. 4, 5, 6. 1 for each direction, right? And I'm going to get my ink sac and my rose red again. And I'm going to go ink sac right here. And I'm going to go rose red right here on this guy. Okay? And so we got rose red goes up and ink sac goes down. Yes? So let's go ahead and go up. Let's see if this whole thing... What should happen now is if I put something in this inventory, it will turn on the autarchic gate, which will turn off the NOR gate, which will allow the timer to run, which will pulse the bottom of this thing, and the whole platform should move up. That's how this should work. So let's go ahead and try this out here. It's running. Boom! Yes! Ah ha 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 ha! Oh, I love a good build. I love a good build. Alright, so we take the grass out, and it stops running. Look at this. Man, that looks mean as hell. Just chewing the girth. All the mouths. Nom, 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 nom. Alright, so now if we do the black one, it should go back down. Stick that in there. Doesn't matter what item you use. There it goes. Boom! 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 I love it. Oh, it's so good. So good. Oh, we're back down. And now that it's all the way down, it's not going to move. It can't move, so it's stuck. So that's okay. We'll just take this back out of there. Oh, I love it! I love everything about it. So that's how this fucker's going to move. All we need to do now is, since we're going down, we want to go down and dig. So I'm going to leave this on 2 seconds, and I'm going to put another timer. Actually, what I'll probably do is make this a NOT gate. Let me get a NOT gate really quick and show you guys that one. I'm going to get a NOT gate right here. And instead of a NOR gate for those ones, I'm going to use a NOT gate right there. And what the NOT gate does is, he's just like the NOR gate. Oh, that's the wrong one. NOT. We want the Project Red one. There we go. Doink. Okay, so he's pretty simple as well. Just 4 of the plates in the corners, 2 cathodes on the top and left side, an anode in the center. Oh, 3 cathodes, sorry. And then a conductive plate in the bottom. And what he's going to do for us is he's going to make it so that he always outputs signals to all sides unless he receives one from the back. So 1 input, 3 outputs. If he gets something from the input, he stops outputting to all sides. So that's how that's going to work out. And I'm going to make another timer. I'm going to come over here like this probably, just a few blocks, right? And then I'm going to go here and here and here. That'll probably be good. Yeah, that'll be good. And then, actually, I don't even need to do that. I'm going to take another timer here. Doink. And I'm going to set him to 1 second, because he's the digging timer right there. And then we're going to take this over like this. And now I'm going to take our framed alloy wire, put him right there. And we're going to go straight down. Bam. Now that's going to control the piston head. So on the exact same chest with the ink sac, to take the whole thing down, this will move down every 2 seconds and mine every 1 second. And it should dig and shove that in there. So let's see if this whole fucking thing digs, shall we? You ready to go, guys? I'm actually going to get an ender bag. Ender pouch. Because he shares an inventory with whatever you shift right click on. So you can see now in the bottom right corner, kind of behind the mana bar there, white, white, black. So now when I open this guy, I open that chest right there. So I want to see if this whole thing works. You ready, guys? I want to just test this. We're going to test the digging. Boink. Oh, the timer's... Oh, man! Nice! Nice! Oh, it works so good. Let's see if we're getting our stuff in here. Are we getting... Yes! Look, oh, we got income. Bam! The mining works! Oh, so good. Oh, look how fast it goes. Oh, my God. Okay, stop, stop, stop. Stop the magic. Oh, hold the magic still. Oh, so good. Oh, that was so good. Ah. Oh, the nerdgasm. Sorry, guys. I just had a giant nerdgasm. Completely unpowered automate. Look how deep that got. Just in a few seconds I did that. Holy shit. Why are you guys not being sucked up right now? These vacuum hoppers are not doing their jobs. There we go. That's a little weird. We might need to put a few more... You know what? I'm going to put a few more ender... I think this is just... Well, no, that should be right there. That's a little weird. Let me get another vacuum hopper really quick. I think we're going to need more vacuum hoppers, guys. Let me... Oh, yeah, block update took care of it. So as soon as I reset him down, the block update fixed everything. So it'll update every time the thing moves. So you don't need to worry about things getting stuck on top really too much. If you're really worried about it, you could probably put a few more vacuum hoppers in here, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. There will always be a few things bouncing around. Oh, they're stuck! That's the problem. They're being pulled in 4 different directions, so they're stuck in the vacuum in the middle. So let's do this. Whoop. Cav. No, vac. There we go. Let's put another guy... There we go. That'll help. He didn't... Oh, he caught a few things. So let's put a few... I'm going to put a few around the edges here. There we go. This will kind of help pull things in various directions, right? That way things don't get stuck so much. We'll just put a few more vacuum hoppers. That should be good. And I'll grab a few more ender chests. I've actually got ender chests in my inventory still, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we'll just stick another one there. And we'll stick another one... let's go with there, actually. So just be careful of this. That's the one thing I would recommend, because I haven't tested this build before, guys, so sorry if that was kind of startling. That'll always be adjacent to at least one and have more pull to one than other. So that center one should be fine there. Put that there. We'll put that there. We'll put that there, and we'll put that there. And I'm going to go trigger those hoppers really quick. We'll just click our face, and then click our front. There we go. There, now he's empty, cool. So we'll just put a few more hoppers in a few random odd places. Just be aware of this. Like I said, I would normally build this as an odd sort of setup. In odd numbers, there's always one pole or another. When you have an even setup like that, when this thing is spaced so evenly, it means that there's going to be spaces and odd points where there's going to be equal pull from each hopper, and they're not going to know which direction to go. So just keep that in mind. Space things differently if you have to. It's not a big deal. I'll just put a few extra hoppers so that there's a few odd pulls here and there. So the things always at least go one way or another. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Cool. So this whole thing works. I'm going to set up the way to go up, down, left, and right, and side to side, because you have to go all the way down, then go all the way up. We've seen that up and down work. I need to trigger the other ones. I'll be back, guys. Alright, guys, so we got complicated contraption running. Woo! I moved the thing back up because I wanted to show you guys the north, south, east, and west movement, because you've seen the up and down already. I went down here, and I got my 600 chests lined up, and I actually put some signs up so that we know black is down and dig. Up is red, south is green, and I put, you know, north, east, west. I put these set up here, so I went black, red, green, blue, gray, and light gray. And I've got the chest set up here. You can use whatever colors you want to, just make sure you know which ones are which, so that you know how you're going to move your chest. So basically this guy is set up so that I've extended this, and because I had to do all the wires in the different faces of the block to move them certain directions, what we did is I used these strips that I showed you guys. I used just the brick strips. Made the exact same way as the oak wood strips, just use bricks instead of oak wood. But it doesn't matter what kind of strips you use can use whatever strips you feel like using. So I've got all the timers up here. They're all set to 2 seconds, just like normal. So you don't have to worry about whatever you're going to do. And if we right-click this guy, we can see that everything is within the ghost squares there. So it's a really nice thing. You're up at the very top here, but because we recessed this one, then we're really good. And that cloud level is bothering the hell out of me. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, so we've got the up and down you saw before. I extended this way. I moved the wire down along here so that it could go down for the digging aspect. And then green is going to trigger to the side here, which will trigger this guy, which will go the wire over here to make him move south. And so this engine right here is going to be south, up, and down. This guy's going to be east, west, and north. So we can see that we've got our east facing with the gray. This inventory hits this, and triggers to go east, right? And then this guy hits this, which hits this, which hits this, which hits this to make him go west. And then up here, we've got this guy hits this to make him go north. So I've got blue for north, I've got gray for east, light gray for west, and then we've got over here, I made the cactus green for south. So we can move everything where we want to move it now. So if I just stick an item in here, we'll see that timer will start up, and he'll move that way. Fantastic. So that's how you would control it from your base, and then we can see that we're now 2 over from where we were digging. And then if we come back over here, we can do the exact same to go north. Let's move him back over 2. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Ha 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 ha! Oh, failed. Okay, so let's just move this. Make sure to click the strip and not the engine. We'll pop this out of here. We'll move this over 1. What's going to happen is I just kind of fucked up a little bit, so no big deal. It happens. So what we'll do here, this gives you guys a quick little thing on how to see this happen. Actually, that's a good thing. Whoop! Oy. What color was he? He was blue, wasn't he? Lapis. There we go. Doink. Little bit of a derp, guys. My bad. Not a big deal. Let's get our timer and our NOR gate. There we go. NOR gate. And we'll go NOR and timer. There we go. And now we don't even need wires because that'll work just fine. And then we'll do our autarchic gate. And we'll tell this guy items in inventory redstone signal. Now we should go north. Whoop. So that's why you need the strips right there. I'm not sure why that didn't connect that way. Let me get this out of here for a second. But we'll put a strip right there. And we'll put a strip right there. And that will prevent those wires from actually connecting that way. So now... Oh, shit. It's translating through the block. Hang on 1 second, guys. Alright, so fuck the strips. I popped the strips off there. It wasn't that the strips were interfering, it was that the timer sends a signal through the block. So the redstone signal was going through the carriage engine and hitting both wires on either side. So the engine was getting confused because he was getting multiple signals from multiple sides at once. So I put this wire here, I just backed this up 1 block and spaced it, moved the under chest off to the side. It really doesn't matter where this is as long as you can get signal to your NOR gate. So that's good. And now this works just fine. I already tested it. We'll just stick the screwdriver in there really quick. Bam. Now we're moving. There we go. So we got him back in place. Whoops. Ha ha. Now we got him out of place. So we'll just come back over here to this guy. We'll move him over 1. There we go. So all of our directions now work. We've got this thing perfectly in place. And let's do some digging. Let's see how fast this gets down to bedrock. Just because I'm kind of curious. Dig. What happened to my ender bag? Did I lose my ender bag? Ender. There we go. I guess I lost it really quick, but whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Ah, the sound of loot. Nice. Alright, so that's level. Let's see how long this takes. What do we got here? Okay, I'm watching the time here. It's 2 seconds to get down. Actually, let's just math this really quick. It takes 2 seconds to go down 1. So you're standing here at 118. Let's go down to bedrock really quick. So he won't ever be able to... The only downside to this build is he won't be able to mine inside between these cracks. He's going to get down to the lowest bedrock level and get stuck. So if you see anything in the cracks that you want to get, come down here and get it. You have to do that manually. Unless you set your config so that your bedrock is flat. That's when that'll work really well. But this is 6. That was 118. So that's 112 Y level. So basically it's got 112 blocks to go. Times 2 is going to be... 224 seconds. So it's going to take about 2 minutes It's going to take about 2 minutes to go all the way down. I'm going to set this back to daytime. But look, it sounds like a long time. You're like, oh, 2 minutes, but look how far it's already gotten. Look how far down this already is. That is nuts. And for anybody worried about the fact that these bricks seem to be falling off the side, I was standing down there. I didn't see anything fall. So they're obviously catching everything. If something does hit the ground, don't worry about it too much, because by the time he gets down to the ground, things will stay on the ground for, what, 5 minutes? Is that how the config works? How vanilla Minecraft works? Items disappear after 5 minutes. So it only takes him 2 minutes to get down to the ground. You're good. Once he gets down there, he'll catch anything that hit the ground anyway that's right around. So, not a big deal. Plus, you can cruise around. There are faults to this build. I will freely admit that. Things look a little weird sometimes. But the thing about this is that it's not powered. All you need is some diamonds for your block breaker drill heads, and some blaze rods for your ender chests, and some ender pearls for your vacuum hoppers. Those are the most expensive aspects of this whole build. It's really not that expensive, and it's really not that... Well, it's not power heavy at all, because it's not using power. You just got to be a little bit patient with this. You can stand up there and watch your hole get dug, and once the thing's all done, it'll just come straight back up. And you can make this as big or as small as you want to. I just did a chunk because it's a chunk. If you wanted to, you could extend this whole fucking thing. If you decide, hey, you know, this is going to be my primary mining forever, you could take your platform and you could just add a chunk at a time. This could be like a 3x3 chunk size. You could do fucking 9 chunks all at once. This is completely however big you want to make this. Once you get the control mechanism set into place, you can make this however fucking big you want to. The only downside, of course, is that you have to rebuild it every time because of the your little control frame right there. You have to build more frames each time. I haven't found a way to add frames, to add ghost frames. I'm not sure if that's even possible. Actually, let's test that really quick here. Look how much hole we've already dug. From 112 Y level, he's already almost done. He's 2/3 of the way down. Let's, let me get my carriage really quick here. I want to just test something really quick. Let's make a quick little 9x9, or 3x3. I want to test to see if you can add on here. This is just one last little test really quick here. And then we'll get our screwdriver, which I can't get because he's in the pouch. So let's just swap hue for a button, whatever, not a big deal. And then I'm going to screwdriver this guy. So now we got a little ghost frame. Let's see if we can add to this. Oh, no, he became his own thing. Maybe if it's not touching him. Nope, that didn't work. Maybe it has to be touching him? Nope. Wow, there's a lot of lag right now. So you can't add to it. That kind of sucks a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of a little sucky. But hey, not a big deal. Oh, hey, look, lava. I wonder if that's going to destroy anything. It shouldn't. Those block breakers will displace all source blocks, so you don't have to worry about it getting, you know, sourced and fucked up. That's why the lag suddenly, guys, is because the lava's getting... Oh, this is moving the lava with the thing. Oh, shit. Those frames are holding on to those lava blocks and moving it with it. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that is funny as hell. So you're going to have to be careful of that. That's a good reason to... Wow, that's going to hold on to that lava forever until you move it back up and let it drain off. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, I'm going to clean that up. So that right there is a really good reason to go ahead and... that right there is a really good reason to go ahead and make it so your frames are all closed off the way that I was showing you guys initially. I was like, you know, you can cover this up to make it look like a cube. That's a really good reason to make it look like a cube right there, is because this lava now is going to take a long time to drain off. I'm not going to let it drain all the way off on camera. Once this gets to the bottom, we're going to stop this thing. But that's how quick it took right there. Look, that was right about 2 or 3 minutes. So we are good. We are now all the way down to bedrock. And it's going to get right there and stop. That's as deep as it's going to ever get. Yep. So let's take this out of here. We'll stop this. Stop the horror. Stop the horror! Alright, so eventually that lava's going to go away, and we'll be able to move this up. But look, it's not destroying anything. I mean, your hoppers are down there, okay. It's just draining it around the hoppers, and it's not destroying the wires, because those are framed wires. So everything's still good. And look, we don't have anything on the ground here. There isn't any items that are loose. It caught everything as it went. That's a fucking hole. I'll tell you guys right now, that's a fucking hole. So, yeah, I'm going to call that a successful... Oh, I picked up a little bit of redstone. Whoops. Big deal. A little bit of redstone. I think this is a successful build, guys. I'm going to do one last thing that I promised really quick. Move us up to the top, and I'll be back. Guys, so I'm getting this set up here really quick. Got moved up to the top, and I'm setting this up to look kind of cool. I'm going to just show you guys, I've covered this whole thing up. Press F7 really quick so you can see where things are going to spawn. And you can see nothing's going to spawn inside, because nothing can spawn on any of these surfaces. So we're all good there. So you don't have to worry about monsters getting inside the thing. You do on top a little bit, but that's another story. So I moved this guy down here, the guy that triggers this thing going up, and I moved this guy right here. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can take a wire. Let's grab my wire here, Project Red wire, and I'm going to move this up here like this and like that. And the reason I'm doing that is because I can cover this up, as you see I did over here. If you slice up the border stone, I covered this up with border stone from Extra Utilities, and it will still connect to texture if you do this. So I'm going to do this like this, and we're going to cover this guy up here. There we go. And I'm going to just brick the rest of this here. And I move that down so I could do this. Need to use that there because that'll cut that wire like that. And I think that I can border stone this. Let me just move that really quick. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so I will cover that up, and I will cover the... no, I can brick that. Yeah, sweet. And then I can cover this. There we go. So the whole thing is now covered. The only thing that you can't cover, of course, is there's nowhere to put anything right there. So if I right-click that, you can see all the ghost panels. You can't see any of them because we covered them up. Except down here, which I haven't finished covering up there because I just wanted to show you guys that I covered up that wire too. So I'll right-click this again, and it doesn't really matter because there we go. So, and this can cover up on the wire here as well because these are forged micro parts. So there is our giant cuboid of doom. Just wanted to show you guys that we got this whole thing covered up. Again, the only thing you can't cover up is the top center guy because there's nothing there to hold. There's no frame there to hold because you couldn't right-click in the frames. So that's how that's going to work out. And with that, let's just make sure that it moves again really quick. I just want to move it up one more. We'll try to move it up one. Nice. Oh, they went down. I guess I've got a little bit of lag going on. Uh-oh. We're not going down. I must have broke a cable somewhere in there. Let me check this out again really quick. Let's just be really careful. Oh. No, it should have moved. Let me stick a thing in there. Oh, well, that's why that wasn't happening. Because I bricked that through covering it, but why isn't it going down? Oh, because this is resetting that every time. Okay. Hang on one second there. Let's just take this out of there. It's because this is translating through that block. The redstone signal goes through the block and resets that timer every time, so he's actually getting a signal and turning off. So what we'll do is we want that to be open space so that nothing can go through there. So now... Oh, stupid cloud. If we leave that as an open space... There we go. Now we go down. There we go. Let me get that button out of there. Cool beans. So yeah, just leave that the way that is. You want to cover up. Make sure you're not breaking any wires. If you don't go up or down, if you're covering this up and you don't go up or down or side to side, it's because you broke a wire somewhere. Or you're translating signal through a block somewhere. So that's that. We can cover that up. I'm just going to use covers for the whole rest of this because I don't want to worry about breaking anything there. So let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. Actually, that can be a block, because there's nothing there at all. And there we go. Cool. So there is your flying cuboid of doom. This would even look even more awesome as burnt quartz, probably, but I'm not going to do that right now because this video is long enough as it is. I'm going to give you guys a pose. Let's see, where should I pose? How about right so we can see the hole a little bit too? How's that? Is that good? Giant cuboid of doom. There's your desktop pose for your collection, guys. Hope everybody had an OP time. Make sure to follow me, like, favorite, subscribe, follow YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, /RobTheOPGamer to use the link for every single site. Peace!